sorry guys, I've been tweaking off some of that good, if you know what I mean. I think I'm gonna go crazy and tear my arms off soon, so look out. Anyways, the Russian sleep experiment is a classic, if that hasn't been said already. It's a great example of a believable online urban legend. The story goes that around the time of World War II, the Soviets attempted to create a gas that would eliminate the need for sleep. They took some prisoners and put them in a chamber with the stuff, only to find out the gas did horrible things to them. They started getting paranoid and eventually lost their minds, getting addicted to the stuff and turning into these wild, out-of-control, super strong zombies. The rest of the tale describes the bizarre state the men are in, and ends with one of them giving this creepy speech about how they're the real manifestation of the human subconscious, or whatever. The events in the story are written in this very procedural way that could make a lot of people believe it's real. Mostly children. I think it's a great science fiction concept to explore, but I don't really get much from the story itself. There's not any interesting twist, and if you don't believe it's real, then there's nothing to keep you interested. Sleep deprivation obviously doesn't turn people into crazy zombies that tear other people apart, and to make dramatic speeches about the nature of humanity. Back in high school psych class, they made us watch this video about a guy called Peter Tripp, this radio personality who in 1959 tried to stay awake as long as he could. After some time, he started hallucinating scary stuff and suffered psychological effects for a while after. That was only after 8 days. I was told that was the world record, but it was actually a college student in 1964, a few years after, with 11 days. US education system lying again. From what I read about the case, the more the guy stayed awake, the more irritable he got, and it just got worse. But mind you, both prior experiences are without the help of a mysterious laughing gas. The story's author has never come forward, explaining why there hasn't been any real big Hollywood adaptation. It's the kind of story that's due for it, such a simple premise that you could easily turn into a great film or miniseries. There have been Russian sleep experiment movies out there, but they're either a low-budget schlock or YouTube fan films. The Soviet sleep experiment was the first in 2019. I couldn't find this for free anywhere, and I decided it wasn't worth my time or money. The other adaptation, The Sleep Experiment, was on Tubi, so thankfully I was able to give it a look. Sleep Experiment isn't awful, but there's not much to it aside from the novelty of it being a creepypasta movie. It takes a lot of liberties with the story. For one, it's set in the UK in the 1960s, and nowhere in this is it implied that the gas is the thing making people into killers. Spoilers for this movie, I guess. One of the central characters is this doctor who I swear was doing a German accent in the beginning, but he goes back to his normal British voice and never brings it up. The movie will cut back to him being interviewed by these two detectives about the experiment and how it killed all those people. It's clear that he's evil, and the movie acts like it's a twist. In place of the test subject speech, he has his own speech that goes like, yes, I was the one who deprived you of sleep because I like to see people die, because I am a psychopath and I'm addicted to killing people. It's stupid. You see it coming from a mile away. It's not a twist or a big reveal, and they frame it like he's giving his backstory like that matters at all. I don't need to know this character's troubled childhood. The guy who looks like Tim Curry doing a fake German accent and locks prisoners in a room with no sleep has a few screws loose. Wow, that's your payoff to 90 minutes of build-up. I'm disappointed on that end because I liked what they try to do with the other prisoners. Give them all unique personalities, so it's interesting when we see their descent into madness. I would have liked it more if the pacing were a bit slower, and I wouldn't disagree if people complain their personalities were too cartoonish. They're all very distinct, both in personality and looks. I gotta applaud the casting director, because all of these people stand out so much when you put them in a room together. Hair and makeup also plays a part. I doubt this guy has that evil handlebar mustache IRL. Half the actors in this movie are dead ringers for other people too, it's so funny. I said it before, we have Tim Curry, but then Chris Pratt, Eric Idle, Thom Yorke, and kinda Tom Green combined, and then Ryan Gosling mixed with the black-haired kid who was on the boat in Dunkirk. Set design was also something worth pointing out. I like what they did with the test chamber and the area where all the scientists looked in, plus the evil doctor's house with all the taxidermied animals. It's a nice little environmental touch. I think they tried to do something like Channel Zero, have a loose adaptation of the creepypasta that tells its own story, but a lot of parts came off pretty sloppy. It's not worth going out of your way to watch, but it is free, so it's not too much of a waste. I've already spoiled the best part for you, is that it takes place in the UK. Cancel me all you want, accents are funny. The mustache guy's evil posh voice versus the guy who was so Irish I couldn't understand him was amazing. And as soon as the doctor started doing the fake German thing, I was cracking up. It's like I was on some scary, evil Soviet laughing gas or something.